red here at UVA. NC State's starting to travel well.
You see Trent's brother Hayden before the smoke came down. He was the last voice in the ear for Trent before he makes his emergence on to the center mat. The relationship that those two have. Hidlay looking to defend his title from a year ago, and will it be Gavin Kane continuing his story this season? Kane was one of 3 2 seeds for North Carolina entering today. Keyshawn Clark and Heilman in the lightweights. Both of those wrestlers lost earlier, so Kane has emerged holding the 2 seed and a chance to try to figure out a recipe to slow down Hidlay. Shake of the hands and we are underway. Quick shove off by Hidlay at 184. Big snap down as well. Again, you just see the motor right from the opening whistle.
He comes in and pushes the shoulders, and he uses the underhook as a setup. His underhook is to set up either a knee pick, ankle pick. As I said, he goes right through this time. See, there's the hips of Kane. I mean, those are hips that are strong, because usually when Trent gets the underhook and gets across, most guys are just falter. But that's good defense by Kane. When we talked to Coleman Scott and we said, well, what did Kane learn from his first match with Trent Hidlay? And he said, the pace. The pace. He didn't recognize that Trent Hidlay was going to go as hard for as long. There it is. Once again, it looks like back points right there. Right there. He uses that underhook as a setup. It is not just to hold. It is an underhook to attack. So he attacked the knee and caught Kane on his back and gets 2 swipes. Now we have a 4-0 lead for your returning ACC champion, Trent Hidlay. Keeping the pressure forward. Once again, NC State, they're known for being good with their feet and really tough on top.
Sticking in the claw ride near the edge. You see Hidlay just so wisely keeping his left foot in, slowly trying to maneuver Kane back in, but out of bounds they go.
So here's the underhook is used as a setup underhook. As soon as the underhook was in, he was dropping down. He wasn't underhooking and waiting. It was underhook immediately dropping down. So the underhook is used as a setup, and then he got them back points.
Hidlay goes back to work, approaching 1 minute of riding time in this first period. Kane, again, just keeps springing up, trying to get free. Hidlay down on the leg, trips him back and right in front of our scorer's table out of bounds. He's over a minute of riding time. Just another day in the office so far in this first period for Trent Hidlay.
4-0 lead in accumulating riding time. For you new fans, riding time is when you get over a minute. And if you keep that advantage of over a minute at the end of the match, you get a point. Keeping the pressure forward. So a lot of times when you see someone riding, they ride the hips. But what Trent is doing, he's putting pressure forward on the shoulders. And when you put pressure on the shoulders like Kane, you put your head down. And then you get into the referee's head and the referee thinks you're stalling, but it's just the pressure. Really dominant right here. Stalling against Trent Hidlay because he pushed Kane out, meaning he avoided action. I'm not mad at that call. It's a call that you don't see often, but how many times has you as coaches said, he pushed him out? Well, he was a referee that called it.
Let's see if Hidlay is able to ride him out here for the final few moments. 15 seconds, short time wrestling. He has Kane all crunched up underneath. Again, the pressure just continuing to drive forward, all the weight on the toes of Hidlay, putting a lot of pressure on the upper back, wrist control as well underneath, and Trent Hidlay's going to ride him out. A 4-0 lead as they go to the second.
Carolina chooses defer. At this point, Trent Hidlay says, I'm going underneath. And at this point, we're going to see how good Kane is on top. A little too early for Trent Hidlay. First caution. You get 2 free cautions. Third caution is a point.
It's interesting, both of these wrestlers followed their big brothers to their respective universities. For Gavin, it was following Devin, wrestled at North Carolina, and obviously for Trent, following the footsteps of Hayden.
Look at that aggression. This is just relentless. I mean, just relentless. That underhook. And if I can't get the legs, I'll come up to your hip. If I can't get to the hip, I'll come across your body. Relentless praise.
How's he changed the most this year? I mean, we've seen what he's been able to do. His resume coming in, he's again close to another bonus point victory here in the finals. He was so close last year, losing in the national championship to Aaron Brooks. Where's he evolved to become even more dangerous this season?
Trent Hidlay has always been good from his high school days, being a runner-up at Fargo. He's always been good, but this year he says, I want to dominate. I want to separate. I want people to be tired. I want them to not want to wrestle me. And he's shown that this year. He's really trying to dominate in all positions, not just from the underhook, but he's gotten better on top as well. And as you see, he has 2 minutes and 35 seconds of riding time.
Like so many of these wrestlers, the international goals once they graduate from college big. And when you look at Trent Hidlay, he had quite a year on the international front last year. Just like so many of the NC State wrestlers did. He took 3rd at the U.S. World Team Trials, losing to Colin Moore in the quarters, but then he came back to really have his way in the consolation bracket, posted wins over some former NCAA champs, Miles Martin, Drew Foster of UNI. Stall call underneath on Kane. I mean, take a look at this. Over 3 minutes of riding time from Trent Hidlay.
You ask where he's gotten better. Clearly, he's gotten better on top and made a commitment. Now, you can be better on top, but say, I'm not going to show it. But he's making a conscious commitment. But that's NC State wrestling. NC State going to be good on their feet and really tough on top.
Yeah, he dominates the riding position, yet he doesn't lose a lot of ground scoring points. You know, you think you have 3.5 minutes of riding time through 2 periods. It's a 2-0 match. He still has 7 points on the board. So productive. And he is right back on the attack, and he will get 2 more. Goodness gracious. Trent Hidlay up 9, looking for a tilt maybe near the edge, and the momentum goes out of bounds.
This is just relentless attacks. Relentless attacks. And I'm letting y'all know, Gavin Kane is a good wrestler. He's really good. He beat Hunter Bolin twice this year. And Hunter Bolin is an All-American. It's just Trent Hidlay is just turned it on. He really wants to win the national championship this year. And he's made a conscious decision to get better in places where he was weak. We're approaching 4 minutes of riding time. 4 minutes in the ACC finals.
You talk about approaching North Carolina State, approaching another ACC team title. If this match continues its course, another point given to Hidlay. Kane tagged for stalling underneath. There's just not much he can do. He simply cannot get out.
He's getting dominated, and it seems like Trent has made a decision. Said, I want to blank him. I want to win. I can take him down when I want to, but I want to make a statement that I can win in a dominant fashion from the top position, and he's doing it. I mean, this is relentless pressure here, moving forward, keeping the pressure on the shoulders, on the hands, and Kane just can't do much of anything. And you can see, you all can't see it, but the UNC coaching staff, they don't know what to say. It's not like Kane isn't trying. It's just Trent is better.
Five minutes, 12 seconds That is not a miscalculation. That is the running number, and it's growing.
Man.
He is going to end up with 5 minutes and 26 seconds of riding time. Just 3 ticks left. Hidlay with a nod. I think a big flex is going to be coming. Maybe the electric guitar tonight in Charlottesville. We'll wait and see what his celebration is. But he has won another ACC title. Hidlay clinches it for North Carolina State. It's only appropriate that the foundation of their team gets the job done for Pat Papalizio. The 4th straight title for the Wolfpack. He has such a personality. Nobody's been more dominant in the conference than Hidlay. He adds to the growing list. A major decision win in the finals, and the Wolfpack